Hey everybody, Hugh here. Welcome back. Good to see you. I've been enjoying all the reveals recently, seeing all the harvesting going on. Plenty of potatoes coming out of the ground, lovely ripening tomatoes, and it's a good time of year. It sure is. However, what I'd like to do over these next few videos is to indulge a little in spring and spring colour and preparing for spring colour. It's a funny thing to be even talking about spring when here we are in late summer and plenty of time to go yet. But a little bit of thought and a little bit of effort now can be very worthwhile for spring colour. So let me explain a little bit more. Well, spring colour typically starts in late winter, and you're talking about as early as the end of January into mid-February, and it can stretch right through until the last of the tulips and the camassias are flowering. So you're talking into May, really sort of late spring. So you're talking about a 4-month period. And in order to have that succession of flowers and that succession of colours, it's a good idea to plan some of the early flowering, some of the mid-season flowering, and some of the later flowering plants, so you can provide that succession. I like to do my spring colour in pots, and you'll always see me talking about my pots and my pot gardens and so on and so forth. And that allows me to do a couple of things. It allows me to have the plants growing away in a nice sheltered position before they come into colour. And then as they're coming to their best, I'm able to bring them into what is the prime viewing area. Now the prime viewing area for some people could be outside their back door or outside their front door, an area where you're going to see them regularly, or it could be a space in the garden or in your allotment, or in my case in the potager that I'll actually be using or sitting down in and enjoying that colour. So being able to bring that colour in just as it's coming to its peak and enjoying it for that. And then of course when it goes over and when it's finished, if the flowers are in pots, being able to take them out of their pots and being able to rotate them away into the grow area where they can continue to be fed and cared for and die back then. So that's the growing bulbs in pots. I'll also be planting, and I have planted colour in the ground as well in some of the beds, depending on what I want to actually do. And in some cases you'll see where on one side of a bed or a border I'll have a group of flowers that will come in, and then as they're going over, something like the narcissi, early narcissi, as they're going over, you'll have a later flowering crop of daffodils here. So you're able to rotate them in beds and borders. But my prime enjoyment, I think, is having the bulbs in pots on the most part, and being able to rotate them in and out, particularly in my courtyard area or the potager area, depending on where I'm spending most of my time. So I'm going to do a series of videos on preparing the pots and what to do, some of the compost that you can use, some of the bulbs to actually grow, and talking about how they grow and the colour that you get. And in some of the cases on my videos I'll be looking at ones that I've already grown and that I'm refreshing the compost. So there are ones that I've had some success with last year, such as my Crown Imperials, my Fritillaria Imperialis, the Lutea, the lovely yellow ones, or in this case I'll do a wee video on the camassias, and just taking a look at what's going on down beneath the soil, and maybe refreshing them a little bit with some fresh compost. So if you have a little bit of know-how and you get in ahead, you can do a lot for your bulbs from year to year to keep them going, whether that's in the ground or the border, ground in your borders, or whether it's in containers like this. So over these next few videos that you're going to see, you'll see some of my crops and talking about crops at this time of year, but you'll also see me talking about preparing for next spring. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for the likes and subscribes, and All the best for now. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.